loves helping people and making life more fun along the way. Y'all know everything we got to do nowadays got to have some energy to it, right? No matter what's going on, we got to have some energy. We got to have some fun, especially y'all Gen Zs. Y'all a different breed, right? Y'all are a different breed, but we need y'all. We love y'all. But listen, this youngin right here, I can't, again, I'm telling y'all, the squad is deep. The squad is deep. McKaylin Charles is 24 years old out of Portsmouth, y'all, VA, loves to travel and experiences new places. She is a true blue. Listen, I want four because I am too. Said she is definitely goal driven and ambitious. She's adventurous. She values integrity and accountability for growth purposes. She also loves helping people reach their full potential as well. Y'all heard the common theme here, right? People helping people. Goal is to reach as many people as possible with the help of my support system in this business, right? For a common goal. Listen, a powerhouse. But y'all, this next gentleman, Javante Owens, listen, I call him Few, I call him Nephew. This young man is definitely fast tracking in this opportunity. Just 24 years old. He's definitely hit so many different milestones just so far in his young life, right? He definitely has a powerhouse of a mother who's a six-figure income earner in this opportunity. He's definitely showing him the way as a youngin. He's also hit silver builder in this opportunity, signifying that he's already positioned six families, six individuals in this opportunity for financial freedom and security and wealth. He also is in the production industry, y'all. Listen, I'm telling you, y'all, they powerhouse. I gotta check my resume. Listen, theirs is a little better than mine. But y'all, when I tell you we got a powerhouse in front of us, I mean that. So without further ado, like the chats up like y'all are doing. Listen, did these powerhouses not come in strong with a strong background? I'm talking about Gen Z's, y'all. If you did not know the time frame, I gotta make sure you know the time frame. Okay, that's from 1997 all the way to 2012. And listen, they say I don't care about my birth year. I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do with the years that I've already paved the way for. So without further ado, we're gonna jump right into this. Listen, I've done an amazing job, I feel like so far, introducing these credible people. And I even think that some of it, I probably couldn't do everything by really telling and explaining who they are. So I want to definitely go around the room really quick with our Gen Zs and really give you an opportunity to let's talk a little bit, right? I definitely, brought you forward, introduced each and every one of y'all, but nobody can tell anybody who they are better than themselves, right? And so without further ado, I'm gonna come over first to Coach Jay. Listen, Coach Jay, are you there? Can you hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I am here. How are you? You are amazing. You coming with the energy. You are on fire. Let me tell you, that blue suit, you are showing it. Yes, 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 I am here. How are you today?
I'm doing amazing. I'm doing amazing. So I'm gonna pose this question for you first, Coach Jay, Lady J. Why Planet? Why travel? Why this opportunity? What was the aha, gotta do it, this is why moment for you?
Well, my question is why not? Why not plan that? Why not this opportunity? I saw this opportunity and I said, I got to get on it. It might have been the fam trips that I saw, and I said, I got to get on it. But once I realized that this industry is a growing industry and that Gen Zs are the next up, I said, why not? I saw the compensation plan. Now, I might be 24 years old, but I said that compensation plan can help me and my son in the future. I'm a mom. Now, I don't know if anybody's on here that is a mom, that is a parent, but let me tell you, we want to make sure our babies are straight. When I saw that legacy business, once I hit directorship, I said, I got to go gold and I got to go director. So, really, the legacy and the compensation plan is what made me choose Plan Next.
Absolutely. I had to start it off with the ladies, right? I had to start it off with the ladies, right? Listen, you got to have a strong lady in the crew, but you also got to have, a guy in the crew. You got to have a dude in the crew. I'm going to go ahead and say you got to have a dude in the crew that also keeps things founded. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this one over to Daytwan. Daytwan, as a man, right? Some people on this line right now, some of the guests that we have on, maybe thinking, hey, is this just for the ladies? Is this just, just for the women to come and succeed? No, no, because you're here. But what was that standout separation for you? What was that moment to say, hey, I know I'm a guy, I know I'm a dude, I know I'm young, but I can do this too? What was that moment for you?
So first, my biggest stand up, like I said, when it came to this business, most definitely was my passion for travel. Man, I've been traveling since I was 15, and with my mother always on and off cruises, going to different states, going to different places. So to actually reach a certain age and know that travel is something that I love to do. And once I seen that I was actually passionate about it and also being able to help others in my generation not only save money, know how to travel, when to travel, and most definitely help others because know what I'm saying, the economy is turning around, is most definitely getting crazy. But the one thing that I love is most definitely helping others and now that I've seen a lot of Gen Zs are in the travel. So why not? Know what I'm saying? Like India said, why not? Why not give it a shot? Why not be that person that people can come to when they need that help? So most definitely.
Absolutely. Listen, that's a mic drop moment, y'all. Listen, that's a mic drop moment because seriously, why not? I mean, why should you allow, someone else to tell you what you can go and do? Why not go out there and do everything that you know you can do? So that's going to take me into my next question. I'm going to go over to Javante on this one, right? I'm going to stay on the guy side real quick before I go switch back over to the ladies of the crew. But Javante, really quick, why did you start this journey in network marketing? Why network marketing? All the different things that I'm sure have come across your eyes and your ears. Why this opportunity in network marketing for you?
Well, I found my footing in network marketing a few years ago, actually. A little bit about my story. I found it I was a part of it about 8 years ago, but I actually just started taking my foot in about a year and a half ago, right? But network marketing, the reason why is because like again, we share this opportunity. I don't need to sell you anything, right? And selling is convincing, marketing and sharing is free. Right. So if I can tell you that you're already doing something to produce income out and produce income out of it, so why not do it? Because everyone's always looking to make more money and always people are always looking to make having more time and earning money from working from home, being able to have time with their kids, being able to do more things, be able to be a lot more available to not only just their family but their friends as well. So network marketing and definitely Plan marketing has been able to change my life through the eyes of from the beginning stage. I seen this business grow from the time of 2015, 2016 when my mother first joined. And then she took off and was able to retire young at 38. By the time she had 3 kids when she was 21. So that really changed my life and changed my perspective. So I had to go ahead and hop on the train as well.
Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. Y'all light the chat up right now, y'all. What an amazing way to get this party started, y'all. Listen, to all of our guests on the line, please drop in the chat. Who invited you this evening? What a way to go ahead and get you fired up. We've heard from Coach Jay so far. We've heard from Daytwan. We've heard from Javante. Listen, and if they don't already got you at the end of your seat, like, okay, I'm on to something. I caught a wave tonight. Listen, I'm supposed to be going out and having a good time, but I'm glad I joined this Zoom. So definitely locate that chat. Go ahead and drop who invited you, where you're tuning in from, so we can make sure that we know you are here because we do not want you to miss this wave. So without further ado, we're jumping right on into this thing. I have a question for one of our ladies, McKaylin. Listen, I want to ask you, I want to come over to you because again, you're in, listen, Portsmouth, Virginia, 24, you're young, right? So as a Gen Z, right, in an opportunity where of course there's no limit, right? There's no age gap, there's no age cap on it. But as a Gen Z, there's so many other individuals that are older, more experienced, already may know about what business looks like. As a Gen Z, McKaylin, what gave you that to say, hey, I can do this? I can do network marketing. I can start my own travel business. Let's talk about that.
All right, so I'm gonna give you 3 things: financial freedom, personal freedom, time freedom. I'm all about my freedom. And once I seen that word freedom, it clicked. Also, for me, I love to travel. I've been traveling since I was like a baby, but it's pretty much I've been traveling in the States. But once I really stepped foot across like out of the country, that's when everything took off because it's like it's so much more out here. So it's like I have to do something. I have to gain some money, you know, to be able to continue to do this every day, not just having that 9 to 5 mentality, just being stuck in one facility, just working for other people's dreams. And I have my own dream, I have my own vision. So also, I have younger siblings. I want them to be able to experience outside of here to let them know, hey, it's so much out here. Like just don't be so close-minded to things. I want to be able to set that example for them, not even just them, for everybody else, everybody's kids under me, my own kids when I'm ready to have some in the future. I want them to be set up and, you know, be able to say, hey, my mom did this, my mom did that. We're doing this as well. We're going to take on this. So that's that. Oh, did I mention travel? Yeah, I did. I did. So yeah, just traveling really was my really big one. Yeah.
Absolutely. And listen, the product is, and I can say it, right? It's sexy. It's
Yes.
sexy. We all looking to do it, right? Everybody's looking to, hey, go and have they statty shorts on, right? Listen, everybody having they zaddy shorts on, and then the ladies looking to have they cute bikinis and bathing suits. But then when you're talking about being able to make money, right? Now you're talking about being able to set your generations up, right? With doing something that you want to do anyway, having the ability to leverage a product that we're all already doing when we're supposed to be working, right? Listen, it only makes sense. So you definitely said something that stuck out to me, and I hope it stuck out to all of our guests, is freedom. 17, 18, 19 years old, and you have the ability to go ahead and write what freedom looks like to you. Listen, that ties me into my next question. I'm coming to Daytwan. So, Daytwan, I got this question for you. And again, we talk about that freedom. As a Gen Z, what spice do you all bring to this opportunity? What do you bring to this opportunity that sets apart all the other generations? Let's talk about that, Daytwan.
So the first thing that I feel like Gen Zs we most definitely bring to the spice when it comes to travel is our tech savviness. With our generation, we grew up with so much, like literally being able. We seen the last little bit of what the old heads, I call them old heads, what they had, versus what stuff turned. I remember going from a Bieber to the first iPod, then we getting iPhones and all this stuff. So most definitely like being able to see how technology has changed and has evolved, and then how that also rolls into our creativity and being able to like have all these innovations. We able to just download an app and take pictures of where it is that we need to go and post and show people exactly what it is of what we did it, how we got here. Versus back then, you guys didn't have that much technology, so everything was by word of mouth. Now with this technology, in one post, everything can just change. You're able to show someone how you was able to save money. You was able to do what it was that you wanted to do. And lastly, be able to have that financial freedom. A lot of people don't have financial freedom, man. That's one thing that I love about the business. One thing that the Gen Zers will be able to show other Gen Zs and for the future generations after us to be able to have that financial freedom. And lastly, that entrepreneur mindset. I think an entrepreneur mindset is one of the biggest because don't nobody always want to work for somebody. We always want to just be able to just lay back, kick back one day, and just always feel like every day was that sick day that we needed because we didn't want to go into work that day. So I believe that's a few things that the Gen Zs most definitely bring to the table.
Absolutely. And listen, go ahead and tell all the guests on the line, or even some business partners that are on that's not in that Gen Z category. Don't get in your feelings. Y'all old heads, we old heads, right? It's okay. We old heads. We paved the way. Let's embrace that. Don't get offended. We are. But no, seriously, it's all the things that we didn't have, right? And so truly, even ourselves and even, the old heads, as you called it, right? We should want y'all to be able to take this thing and run with it. That was our fight. That was why, we sacrificed what we've sacrificed. And that's why we want to position y'all to be able to take it and run with it, right? Because we knew that, listen, one thing you can't get back is time, right? So we knew we had our time, but now it's y'all's time. And so that's what I love about it, because y'all don't like going to work for nobody. Let's be real. Can I be real tonight? Can I be real tonight? I got a Gen Z in my house, and we got to wake him up some mornings because he really don't want to go. But again, that entrepreneur mindset, he want to work for himself. He got all these different ideas, all these different, dreams that he want to make a reality. And that's the poise about the Gen Zs, is that y'all really do have an entrepreneur mindset. So being surrounded by the actual business of entrepreneurship is what really allows y'all to take it away and run with it. So I'm gonna go to Jayla really quick on this one, right? And so Jayla, I want to ask you this question. Why do you think Gen Zs are gravitating more to network marketing than the old heads?
So pretty much piggyback off Daytwan, Gen Z is, way more tech savvy. This generation has learned how to leverage their platforms through different social media sites, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And so with them leveraging that, it opens up many ways for them to kind of get the word out about their business. And so, they can use that to recruit, engage with people, Because a lot of times you may not even have connected with certain people if it wasn't for social media. So social media can be used in different ways for you to reach different people in different locations. And too, a lot of Gen Zers, we want flexibility. A lot of us have realized like college isn't the only way to be successful. So a lot of people are looking for more entrepreneurial ways to make money, to be successful, to build wealth. And a lot of people want that work-life balance. I'm a nurse, so a lot of times I feel like I'm time broke. So I really want to do this business so that I can get my time back. And so, work-life balance is key. And then having the flexibility. And with network marketing, it opens up for you to get that time freedom where work can be optional for you.
Period. Listen, I'm in y'all vocabulary book tonight. Is that okay? Period, right? Can I say that? But seriously, Jayla, period. But as we know, right, anything that's worth having is really worth working for. And anything worth working for is worth having, right? And so however you put it, it comes down to we're gonna face some challenges along the way. That's anything in life. That's going to be anything that you truly desire as you grow, as you continue to develop. But y'all are getting started so early. However, there's still challenges along the way. So I definitely want to come to Karina on this one, right? And so, Karina, I want to ask you, how do you stay motivated and consistent in an industry where self-discipline is key? Because again, as great as y'all are definitely an advantage and it's beneficial for Gen Zs because y'all are definitely so tech savvy, because y'all are so innovative and creative, but it's still that matter of that self-discipline. How do you stay motivated and consistent with that?
So for me, and thank you for that question. That's a really great question, actually. For me, when I stay consistent, I have to use my planner. When I don't use my planner, I definitely see the change and the lack of consistency. Um, Also, I hold myself accountable. I have to stay disciplined because if not, you're not gonna go where you want to be. To stay motivated, I check in with I have a mentor in this industry, in the network marketing industry, Director Raymond Gant. Shout out to you. Woo woo. All right. I check in with him. These lovely Gen Z faces that you see on here, I check in with them. And then I also read. I read. Um, I always like to read, but I read different types of books. When I started network marketing, I read lifestyle books. And when I tell you that changes your mindset completely, all it takes is one page and your mindset is different. But if all else fails and I'm still not motivated, I remember that I am a travel business owner and I use my business as a consumer.
Listen, and even if just the really, first of all, amazing, amazing response to that, but it's real, right? Because at the end of the day, we talk about it being fun. We talk about, really having the opportunity and the advantage to dive in such an opportunity so young and being and having the benefit that some people didn't have, the old heads didn't have, right? We didn't have this opportunity in front of us at 19, 18 years old. We didn't have those resources. So definitely there's going to be challenges. There's going to be some days. But one of the things that I love that you said and I want to highlight is that it's a relationship opportunity. You're going to form so many relationships. I don't know if each and every one of you knew each other, but something tells me before this, all of y'all didn't know each other, right? Something tells me that the grind, right? That go-getter in you, that mission to make sure that all that hard work mom and dad put in didn't go in vain. And so because y'all were able to have that type of vision, y'all were able to come together and be on a mission. Listen, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. And so I'm definitely coming over next. And I want to come to Daytwan again, because even as an entrepreneur, prior to stepping into this opportunity, I know that that challenges come, right? Challenges come, and it's different to be in business for yourself when you really don't have a network of individuals that may be going through the same type of thing that you're going through. So as a young entrepreneur in network marketing, how did you overcome some of those things that you went through so far in this opportunity?
So first, it starts with a mindset. Everything, you got to keep your head on straight. You got to understand that you're gonna have your bad days, you're gonna have your good days. So to help overcome, the first thing, to bounce off what Karina said, like was a book. Before, when I first came into this business, just to be real, like Ms. Morgan said, a real answer. I wasn't understanding. I didn't have the mindset, but after one book, it was that I read, which was by Tim Grover, and the book is called Winning. And one quote it was that just changed my complete entire process of how I think, how I want to go about things even when I know that I'm having bad days, even when I feel as though the business is not working out in my favor. And the quote was like, when it's not a choice, it's a necessity. And this quote emphasizes a mindset at the highest level, stating that winning is not optional but essential for those who strive for greatness. And that quote most definitely sticks with me very heavy, because you got to understand that in this business, most definitely, some people may not want to travel, some people will like to travel. And everything has its ups and downs, even life in general, outside of just business, outside of just working. Some days you're just gonna wake up and just not be in the mood to go, but you got to always keep that grind and just know that, you know what I'm saying, you got to put one foot in front of the other. So
Absolutely. It's a beautiful thing. It's like I raised y'all. It's like I had something to do with y'all's upbringing and I didn't. But it's just amazing. Definitely clap to your coaches and your parents right now, right? And so many of the other guests that's on the line, because again, overcoming doubt and overcoming challenges, it doesn't come easy for everybody. And even if it doesn't come easy for you, I love that y'all are pointing out that you have success coaches, you have other individuals that are in that same age field as you are, and that are going through those same things. And you may just need to call up a buddy and have a mindset conversation. You might just need to call up India every now and then and say, hey girl, this is what I got going through. And you have that opportunity you have that opportunity in this business. And I love that. So now I want to come into overcoming that doubt. We talk about the challenges. We talk about, being motivated and of course, keeping our vision in front of us. But let's talk about what it looks like to overcome that doubt. I'm going to come to Coach India J on this. She Coach India J for a reason, right? And she's definitely doing amazing things. So I want to come over to you real quick and ask, how do you respond to people who have doubt or may criticize network marketing when you have that conversation with them?
Well, can I be real with y'all? Can I be real? Y'all gonna let me be real?
Real
All
raw
right.
and ready, Coach J. Let's talk about it.
Do y'all criticize your job? Do you criticize that paycheck that you get maybe once or twice a month? No, this business allows you to have 8 checks. Why would you criticize it? This is more money in your pockets than you ever seen. This is more money pockets that your parents have ever seen. So why not? I tell people when they criticize it, I'm like, I'm asking them truthfully, do you criticize your job? Do you criticize yourself? Because this business is for yourself. This business is for you. When they criticize it, I let them criticize it, but I let their bank account show that, hey, I'm getting that money and I'm earning it at a young age. I'm just saying. I wanted to be honest.
Listen, she said, I'm just being honest. Listen, let her be honest tonight, y'all. Listen, let her be honest tonight. And that's what we want, because again, at the end of the day, we're going to be real raw and ready, right? We're going to be real raw and ready with y'all tonight. But definitely, absolutely, do you criticize your job, right? And you probably do criticize the fact that you don't want to go work for them, right? But that's the only reason, right? Exactly. And so definitely, I know we may have guests on the line, but I know that even at one given point, and I'm going to come over to Karina on this one, maybe even before joining the opportunity, you may have had your own skepticism, right? You may also, may have been a little skeptical about certain things, but how did you overcome that? And how did that perspective change for you and got you to actually join the business? What was that flip the switch for you?
So can I be honest? Look, since we being honest today, um, I personally didn't have any misconceptions. And the reason for that is because I was around people. Me personally, I was never a part of network marketing before now, but I was around people who had been a part of it. And I had heard really good things. Like some of the things that I heard was you'll get to build a community. Look at us. As you mentioned before, our hostess with the mostest. You said that you believe we never met before this. That is 100% true. I didn't know any of the people on this panel before I started this network marketing industry. Another thing that I heard is you'll be able to get experiences that you may not be able to get outside of that. I joined network marketing and I understood that. I can tell you, I've had the opportunity to sit down with, receive feedback from, receive motivation from, shake hands with at least 4 million millionaires since I started working in this network marketing industry. And I mean personal feedback, personal motivation. And not to say that I probably never would have met a millionaire a day in my life outside of this, but I've had the ability to do that within the 3 years that I have been in network marketing. And it's continuing to grow. It's continuing to grow.
Absolutely. Listen, even if you would have, right? Even if it was a if I would have, or maybe I could have, or but you have. That's the flex, right? That's the flex. It's not about any more of maybe when I become 30, maybe when I become an old head. Everybody on the line is old heads. They're gonna be mad right now, right? But listen, it's individuals. It's some guest on the line whose parents have never ever seen a millionaire. Listen, but they have been invited tonight by 6 individuals, right? Who has all shaken millionaire hands. Listen, I'm not talking about no water country. I'm not talking about no roller. I'm talking about this opportunity wave right here. I'm talking about this opportunity that you just caught, and it's such an amazing thing. And so, listen, I'm telling you, time in a position is everything. So let's talk about the future, right? Let's talk about what that looks like on a bigger spectrum. So you may have some individuals on the line. It sounded good. Y'all definitely, it's not only sounding good because I'm right here with you. I know it's good, right? It's good, it's real, and it's true. But you may have somebody on the line tonight who may be a little hesitant, right? Other Gen Zers on the line that may be a little hesitant to jump into this industry. What advice would you give them, Jayla? I want to come to you on this one, right? I want to ask you, what advice would you give that person that's like, man, Coach Jay, I love her smile and her energy and everything she had to say. Detwan is a serial entrepreneur and he's doing his thing. Javante is doing his thing. Karina's doing their thing, but I don't know if it, what advice are you gonna get them tonight, Jayla?
So, you know, I get it. At first, when I came in, I was hesitant myself because network marketing was new to me too. But I always say, you know, just go for it. Figure out the rest later as you go. You know, this is a great community. You know, you have the support system, you have the help. So you have everything that you need to be successful. So, you know, like they say, the risk takers are the money makers. So you got to step outside your comfort zone and see what it's all about. You know, you don't want to look back and have regret. And, you know, like I said, I was hesitant, but coming in, I'm glad that I did because now I have the training, the coaching, you know, that's phenomenal. And so, you know, that's helping me to grow my network marketing business. And so, you know, everything, you know, can be, you know, new. And so, you know, you just got to step outside your box. And so, you know, look at what if it does work? You don't want to look back and have regret. And so just go in with an open mind and, you know, just think about, you know, possibilities are endless. And so just think about if it actually does work and reflect on that.
Absolutely. And of course, you know, we got our guys on the line. And some guys, no matter what, right, they're going to listen to the ladies, but they got to hear from the fellas, right? They got to hear from the fellas. And so I know that it's okay. I'm coming to Javante. And Javante, we got our guys on the line, right? The ladies heard from Jayla, even some of the other guys that heard from Jayla. But listen, it may be something you have to say. It may be some advice you have to give that they need to hear as well. What advice would you give them on the line tonight?
Well, definitely. Now you know what? That's a great question, man. You know what? I'm about to cook for a second. Can I cook for a second? I'm a cook. I'm going to cook for a second. All right. We got to stop overthinking things as a community and definitely as individuals, right? Something always can't be seen as too easy as just sharing the opportunity and making money for something that you're doing anyway, right? At that time you have to understand the power of education, because once you learn something and once you actually dig down into something and constantly learning, constantly showing up and seeing how the system works, then you will start being able to produce results. A lot of us, we tend to get up before the results can even be produced, so we got to get out of that mindset to be able to, like, that I like to call it clocking in with confidence, right? When you go to work, you confidently clock in when, because you know you about to get that check every 2 weeks or every week. I was in it. I told my mother straight up. I was like, Mom, I don't want to work no more. I'm tired of these people. Like, seriously. But then she was like, you know what? Okay, let's do it. Here's the facts. You got to work. You got to produce. Now I'm a silver builder in 8 months. I've been to 11 cities in 3 countries. I got 3 passports. I've been to New Orleans. I've been to Utah, and I've opened the door to the production industry, and I've then met more millionaires and actors and actresses that we actually look at it on TV. But I take it personal because I'm able. You can't deny me once I'm in that room. Once I'm in that room and I start taking that step towards that freedom, you can't deny me that. All you can do is teach me. So you can't deny me from being in this room and being able to have that conversation with you. Right. So that's that's the advice I would definitely give you. Stop overthinking and go for it, because you have no room. You have everything else. You have everything to lose and you have everything to gain. But time is an illusion. You don't got that. I can guarantee you that.
Boy, I didn't know you was going to the the 5-star restaurant when you said you was about to cook. But listen,
Yeah.
we on, right? Listen, we got the ability to, right? So why not take it all the way to the luxury resort? But absolutely, absolutely great nuggets. I see the chat lighting up. But listen, I know that definitely hit home for somebody that definitely needed to hear that they right on the fence and they like, man, I don't even care about that fence anymore. So I'm gonna definitely come over to you next day, Twan, on this one, because just to piggy right back off with what Javante said, and I know that's tough to come behind, but y'all strong in the line, so I know you can. But I want you to tap into how can someone on this line tonight take that first step towards that success now that Javante got him over that hump?
So most definitely, now that Javante got them over that hump, and it's the first take that first step, you got to understand that a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. So, and that's my favorite slogan that my mom always told me: a journey of 1,000 miles starts with one step. When you first look at how far it is you want to go into business, first start off small, start smart, but give yourself goals it is that you can actually achieve. So when you first come in, you know what? I want to be a bronze builder within the next 2 months. So now once you accomplish bronze builder, set yourself another goal. And let's just say I want to be a silver builder within the next, let me say I give myself another 2 months or 3 months. You got to understand that with these things, again, it comes with the bad days, but staying resilient and keeping that same mindset and that go energy most definitely will help. So just don't be afraid to think. And like Javante said, time is an illusion. So when you overthink about it, you ain't doing nothing but wasting time. And just understand that anything that you get into, just start small. Take a smart step, and anything that's like, even when it came down to my personal businesses with being designing shoes, I didn't understand it, but I had my mom in my corner. I had people I could go to, such as Javante. He has his own business to ask about or how LLCs work and stuff. So just understand that one step can most definitely take you very far, and don't be afraid to take it.
Man, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. But y'all, I appreciate each and every one of y'all for plugging in with these Gen Zers, right? This Genzetters, right? These Genzetters, right? I love it. I love it. I love it. These young folk, I can call them young folk now because they can't call us old folk no more. But before we get off of here, I definitely want to hear from each and every one of you one more time. Y'all definitely all said some amazing things from amazing perspectives, from amazing backgrounds. And I know that each and every one of you, even with, opening up the call, come from different backgrounds. Everybody comes from a different background. Everybody has, a different mindset or had a different mindset, but all have common goals, right? And so that was one of the things that definitely stuck out, is that everybody wants that freedom. Everybody is definitely looking for their coins on this line, right? And so at a young age, that's so important because we didn't see that before. Right. And so again, y'all are definitely saying, hey, we're not rewriting history. We're going to make sure we write the history. Right. And so with that being said, let's talk about the future for each and every one of you, because there's some individuals that were invited to this line that definitely may not take this wave, but I need to tell them why not taking this wave, not jumping on this wave could be the worst wave goodbye that they could ever come by. Right. And so I definitely want to touch into that. Where do you see network marketing industry in the next 5 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself in this opportunity in the next 5 to 10 years? And how will Gen Zs continue to influence it? I'm coming over to Coach Jay first on this one, because she been coming through with straightforward energy all night. She's telling y'all, ladies, listen, ladies, we got to get it together. Listen, let's talk about it tonight, Coach Jay.
Y'all, network marketing, network marketing. I am obsessed with network marketing. Let's start there. You have to be obsessed with this business in order to be successful in this business. Now, in the next 5 to 10 years, I want to say this right now. You're on the right side of history. We're writing it, and you're on the right side of history. We are leading this movement, the Genzetters movement. Y'all, we're launching it this week, so be on the lookout. But we're launching this movement. This movement in the almost 10 years of our company, nobody has seen it. Nobody has done it. Nobody has tried to do it. If not who, then us. We're going to do it better and better than ever. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to be at the top of this company. We're going to be multiple six-figure earners. I'm claiming everybody on this panel will be six-figure income earners and directors. In the next 5 to 10 years, we're taking over the industry. We're not being stopped, and we're going full-fledged. Now, where do I see myself? Like I said, I see myself as a top six-figure income earner. I see myself leading this movement to the next level. Now, like I said, it's the right side of history at the right time. Come on now, we ain't been in business 10 years yet. 10 years. Y'all, come on now. Get on the right side of history. Don't get left on the wrong. That's all I got.
Listen, absolutely. You heard her. You heard her. So again, I know it was somebody that had that neck movement, right? And then I know I got all of those other ones that's like, you don't need to say nothing else, right? But that just sealed the deal. Gen Zs, they got how to seal the deal moment. So I'm coming over to you next, Karina. Let's talk about it. 5 to 10 years, network marketing, as a Gen Z, as an ambitious young lady, where do you see yourself in this industry?
So within the next 5 to 10 years, I definitely have to agree with India on this one. Network marketing will definitely be filling the industry. It will definitely be one of the more sought out things to do because more and more every day, each of us are wanting to be bosses. Gen Z, we were born to be bosses. As Daytwan said, we have entrepreneurial mindsets. We're looking for that. We don't want to work for somebody else for the rest of our life. So imagine for me, within the next 5 to 10 years, I see me being able to, if I decide, retire myself. That's what I see for myself. Imagine being able to retire yourself with more years ahead of you than behind you. I'll just leave it there.
Did you hear her though? She said, if I decide, right? Listen, she said, if I decide, we're talking options. If y'all didn't catch that wave of options on this line, we're talking options tonight. I love that, Karina. I'm coming over next to you, my girl, Jayla King. Let's talk about it. Next 5 to 10 years, ambitious young lady, definitely headstrong. Where do you see yourself in this opportunity?
So, the time is now. Gen Z, we're taking over. This is our Gen Z takeover. And so, everything is happening quick. And so in the next 5 to 10 years, I see myself as being a director in this company. I want to be able to earn 6 figures and be able to lead a team and help other people get that time freedom, financial freedom, and whatever they desire in life. And so, for me, this company, it does give you options. And so I want to be able to have, work as an option for me, working as a nurse. I love what I do, but, like I said, I want my time back. And so, with this Planet Marketing, it'll give me my time freedom. And so that's where I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I'm coming over to Michaela next. My queen, you listen, 5 to 10 years. Not only where do you see yourself, but where do you see your Genzetters? Where do you see you and your crew, you and your squad, right? Listen, I'm talking about butler service. I'm talking about because y'all want to, right? Listen, let's talk about that really quick. Where do you see yourself? Where do you see your squad in the next 5 to 10 years?
I see my squad, we're going to be billionaires, not millionaires, billionaires. We definitely taking over. This ours. This is like our baby. This is ours. For me, I see myself chilling on the beach, making my money, helping other people, just get where we are, reaching their full potential as well. That's where I see myself. That's where I see also with my peers.
Absolutely. Genzetters, right? Listen, y'all gonna name your own jet the Genzetters. Like, we're not going on jets. We're going on our Zetter. All right, we're going on our Zetter tonight. Listen, I'm coming over to our guys before we end this tonight. Guys, gentlemen, listen, I want to come over to you first, Javante. 5 to 10 years. You already in five-star restaurants cooking it up, right? Let's be real, right? You're already in five-star restaurants cooking it up. But on a serious tone, in terms of your business, your success, with the ambition that you hold, where do you see yourself, but not only yourself, where do you see this generation taking, and how do you see this generation taking on this industry in the next 5 to 10 years?
I really want this generation to take it on heads on first, head first, because there's nothing but opportunity. One of my lovely other panelists, Jayla said, we have options here. So that there's so many different ways that you can be able to pursue business. The first step, understanding business. That's understand. That's understand. That's not everything. Just like one of my coach says, Shay Simon, shout out to her, FYFF, forget your feelings, friend, because everything doesn't involve your feelings. Definitely when it involves your money. You can't put both of those together. You can't be able to want to make it and don't want to lose it as well. So you got to be able to invest something. You got to be able to choose which route you want to take. Because again, just like they always say, the typical millionaire has more than 7 streams of income. So you got to be able to build those and start one thing at a time. Focus on one, and then until you focus on another object. So focus is an acronym. Focus on one thing until successful. So it's more or less just getting into that. So 10 years, 5 to 10 years, myself, I would love to be one of the top income earners in this opportunity right here, because I do know a few heavy hitters. Shout out to my mother. She is one of those heavy hitters, and I'm after you, girl. Trust me, I'm coming for you, but so in the 5 to 10 years, I got to be able to produce the same way my mother is too, replicating, duplicating. I want to be able to be a visionary. I want to be a visionary, so that is my goal for the next 5 to 10 years.
Absolutely. Listen, absolutely. That's amazing. That's amazing. Drop flames in the chat for him right now for that vision, right? He said, hey, I'm gonna be with my Gen Zs and we're gonna outrun my mommy, right? We're gonna outrun my mommy in the increment. So of course I'm coming to you next, Daytwan. Listen,
Yeah,
such a fine gentleman in terms of your
thank
resume, even in
thank
terms of how you present yourself and all that good stuff, as well as the other ones on the panel tonight. But I want you to wrap this thing up for us tonight before we end. Where do you see Daytwan, Javante, McKaylin, all the guests on the line, Coach Jay, Karina, everybody, your whole generation, Genzetters, where do y'all see y'all in 5 to 10 years in this industry?
I see all of us most definitely being directors or six-figure income earners. Most definitely for me, not only just for anybody else. I want all us to be leading our own team. And with leading our own team, if you under me, under Javante, under McKaylin, even under Naya, most definitely, I'm gonna make sure you get to the top. So you may not understand, you may not see why I may be pushing or why we may not be pushing it so hard, but a lot of things we don't understand until you actually there and you like, wow. Like even when it came to our parents never told us to stand by that stove when it was hot. Reason why, because we'll get burnt. And now you will see. So it's just the same way, most definitely, when it comes down to this business. Most definitely. So once I see myself in the next 10 years, I most definitely see myself being up there leading my own team. And not only once I get up there to lead my team, I'm gonna make sure that everybody that's on this panel be there along with me. I'm never gonna let you fail. If you have any questions, concerns, you're more than welcome to reach out. You're more than welcome to ask anybody, the Genzetters, the OGs, the aunties, the old heads, anybody. Most definitely, even with the old heads, y'all more than welcome to come join the Genzetters too. We all still gotta feel young. See, look, we all can't be like Naya, you know what I'm saying? Be old head and look that good at the age too. So most definitely. But y'all still more than welcome to reach out. But that's most definitely where I see the business and myself in the next 5 to 10 years.
Listen,
Can I say something before you end this call?
do you got a question?
Uh, no, not yeah, like a question. I'm sitting back, I'm listening to everything y'all saying, and I'm taking it all in because I'm a young entrepreneur in my city. I'm from Knoxville right now. I'm a realtor, have a lawn business, and I have a few vending machines. And so my real question is, I ask a lot of people because I come in contact with realtors and investors and all these different type of people. I always try to surround myself with people older than me just to learn, and people that are in a better position than me. So my best question is, what is one good way to bring self-worth to yourself? So like as y'all are growing, like y'all obviously doing better than me for sure, you know what I'm saying? And congrats. So like, what is one good way to like bring self-worth to put yourself out there and continue to grow yourself, especially marketing? Because I have like I said, I'm a realtor, and I'll be putting my videos out there and stuff like that. So what is good, like I said, what is a good way to grow yourself and to bring self-worth to yourself as well? That's what I want to ask y'all, because like I said, y'all are all in a better, comfortable, more position. So I just wanted to, just
Yeah.
reach out and ask the question before. And if y'all would drop y'all social medias, because like I said, I'm gonna be bothering y'all. That's how I am. I'm telling you,
For sure.
I'm
Listen,
young.
it's
I
not
love to
bothering
learn.
once you join us in business. So I'm gonna definitely
Yeah.
interpret that
I'm telling
question
you.
and make sure that I translate it correctly. But your question is, how do they market themselves in this opportunity in network marketing? Or what's some suggestions, or how do they actually market themselves in this opportunity? Am I translating that correctly?
Yes, for real. Yes,
Okay,
that's it.
absolutely. Javante, you want to take that on?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Cavante, you talking good. So I definitely want to hear from you, man.
Yeah,
You talking
man.
about 5-star restaurants all over. I like that.
I appreciate that, man. Much love to you. But honestly, man, I'm not even gonna lie to you, man. The first things first is stop worrying about what other people got to think. You got to understand, like I said earlier, you got to understand the concept of business, right? You have to be able to have a service or a product that somebody always needs. right? So even if you are a realtor, for instance, somebody always need a place to stay. So you go out there and show people like, hey, I have access to these things. It's the power of networking, asking questions, keep showing up, because once you start building that repetition, then you're going to start learning different things, just like I did in this business. The more and more I kept showing up, the more and more I was comfortable talking to people, comfortable even announcing the business, comfortable prospecting somebody. Like first I was never like that, but then I started to get there and started to learn that and start to hold myself accountable. Accountability is going to take everything for you, definitely being young and an entrepreneur, first and foremost, because you got to have the education. Sometimes we're not going to know everything, and that's okay. But you find the people that do, and you build off your network from there. And that's what I did. That's what I've done. I've been able to literally build the network off my mother's network and be able to run with it. So now I can call anyone like Naya, my coaches, Shay Simon, Cheryl Curtis, Tammy Adams. I can call the biggest people in this company, and they will answer without a blink of an eye, because they know when I do contact them, I'm not coming on no games. We're coming to do business. We're coming to work, and they can trust me to do so. So and it doesn't even matter the age. The age doesn't matter. Age is just a number. It matters about what's your results. What can you produce? How can you be an asset to something that I'm actually building? How can we work together? That is the power of it. So don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what your friends think. Don't worry about what everybody else think. You got to worry about how you're going to be able to grow from point A to point B. That's the first things first. Don't jump the Z. You got to start A, B, C, D. And trust me, I didn't try a lot of things and I stopped. You know what I'm saying? But this is one that I told you, I've been in this business since 2019. Honestly, being 100% honest with you. Now it's 2025. I just found my footing last year. So look at that. About a year and a half, it just growth, consistency, me showing up, me hosting these meetings, being in the front of the room, me me talking to people. That's the first things first. Get out that shell. You gotta wiggle out one step at a time. Just wiggle out the shell and just run with it. I promise you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I see Michaela hand up as well. Michaela, go ahead and chime in on that.
So also, I do want to piggyback off of what Javante said, and you mentioned something about self-worth. Like what he said, you can't worry about everybody else. That was something that I did struggle with. You have to realize who you are, your worth. Like, know that you're worth it. Not a man told me one day, see yourself approved for God, not for people. Be able to trust yourself. That's a book that I just got finished reading. It's called Trust. And what it gave me was to be able to trust yourself, but also to be able to trust others. In like, to trust others, you have to have discernment. You have to tell, like, hey, this for you, what's not for you, but also to trust God as well. So God works in everybody, but also the devil can too. So just have that sense of self-worth by knowing who you are, not who everybody else says you are, who you are. So that's what I wanted to say.
Absolutely. Karina, go ahead. Toss it in. Toss it in.
Yes, of course. You mentioned about posting. When you're posting, as Javante said, forget about other people. I know sometimes when we post content, it can be easy to get caught up on, well, I only got this amount of likes, or no one's really commenting, I'm not getting the views that I want. Forget about it. Because let me tell you something, people will watch silently. People will see you, they will see your content, they will see what you're posting, they won't comment, they won't like it. You may see them in person, they're like, oh girl, I saw that post you made the other day. But they won't show it on social media. But at the end of the day, you keep posting for you, because there is someone out there who's watching, and maybe they're not ready to reach out to you yet. Maybe they're not ready to inquire about real estate. Keep posting, be consistent with it. That goes back to what we were talking about being consistent. They will come along. They'll come along.
Absolutely. You heard this tonight, Kuji, right? Once you partner with that individual that invited you tonight, you get this unlimited success coaching, and not just from these individuals on the line, but also other leaders, right? That have poured into them. You will have access to these Genzetters, right? So you will be assigned a success coach in this opportunity. So thank you for that question. And we do have a few minutes for some questions. So definitely, if you have a question, locate the reaction at the bottom of your screen, raise your hand. The panel would love to be able to take a few before we end the call out tonight, we definitely want to make sure you get your questions answered. We talked about some good information this evening, but we want to make sure you get your questions answered by the Genzetter experts. We don't want you going and, meeting up for dinner with your homie, right? And going and asking them questions about an opportunity they've never experienced. We want you to get your answers from the individuals that actually know what it's like, right? Actually know 100% of the facts. And so let's jump right on into it now. London, Dior, where? Let's talk about it. What's your question?
Hi. So I'm a senior in high school. I go to Lindblom Math and Science Academy, and I'm actually about to transition to go to college soon, hopefully at the University of Houston. Hopefully we'll see, cross our fingers on that. But and I've been pretty stuck on marketing as a career path for years. So my whole question to you guys are, what do you feel like is the appropriate step to continue on with that career path, just starting off in as like a freshman in college? Because I know some people, they may try to deter you, try to get you to, take the general classes, or even just try to do more general things to not necessarily like pinpoint your mind on one specific path. But yeah, again, like how do you grow from going in as a freshman and still trying to be in this career path?
I can answer that. Like I just was telling Kuji, don't worry about everybody else. If it's the desire on your heart, if that's your desire, if that's your passion, continue to go for it. Like, you cannot let anybody. I literally just had a situation like this. Somebody deterred me, and it it threw me all the way off. It threw me all the way off. It just felt like somebody just stole my position. So, it made me realize, okay, it's okay for people to give you their opinion, but it's up to you. It's your choice whether you want to take that or you don't. So, like, you know what you want to do. So if that's what you desire to do, then go for it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Coming over next to Nasia. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Nasiah? What's
No,
your
you
question?
actually said it right. It's Nasia.
Nasia.
It's actually Dinasia, but Nasia, yeah. First of all, thank y'all so much because this was wonderful. I just have so my question, personally, me myself, I started with the network about a month and some ago. I was invited by Jasmine Relaford, who I actually work with in my full-time job. So I also was able to get it like a first, I would say like a first hands-on experience of what it can do for other people. So I didn't have misconceptions, but my thing is, since high school, I've had like multiple businesses. I've been business mindset. I've sold lip glosses that I made. I've sold lashes. I've done makeup. I still do makeup. I've been a lash tech. But I've always had the problem of there's some point in time where my business has become stagnant. And I feel like I've now joined the network, and there's been the interest in the travel, there's been the interest in the business side, but it's become stagnant. So how do you keep yourself pushing forward until you're able to have that breakthrough? Because I feel like, I'm stagnant, but I'm hungry. I really am like hungry about it because I want that freedom. And like I'm about to be 24 in a few months. So I'm hungry for it at this age. Like I'm 23, about to be 24. I'm hungry to make my business work. I'm hungry to make that money, have that freedom.
Yeah, Nasia, are
But
you already a business partner?
say it again.
Are you already a business partner?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell you really quick, just get back to your coach. Get back to your coach so that we can get
Okay.
just the guest questions answered really quick on the line. But definitely
Okay.
great question. Definitely great question. And I definitely want to make sure you get that answer. But definitely get back to your coach so we can make sure you get what you need.
Got you.
All right. All right, Kimura.
Hello.
Hello.
I want to appreciate y'all because y'all advice is very helpful. I didn't have a question, but I wanted to say some advice from my fellow peers that they hate first and then they copy. So there's no need to be hesitant when it comes on the posting because one thing they will do is watch your every move. So there's no need to be like, oh, I don't want to post because they will hate first and then they copy and see how you do it. So I will like give y'all props because y'all doing are so amazing right now. So don't stop and keep posting.
Absolutely, absolutely. Koji, you have a question? Unmute yourself.
Yeah, I do have a question. Can y'all drop y'all social media so I can hop on those, please? And I just want to say, like, I don't know who was just talking about like how to stay hungry for your business. I want to add on to that because
Oh, I think I lost them, but I know we're coming to a close, guys. So I wanted to
can you hear me?
definitely quick. Yeah, I think I'm not sure, but I know we're short for time. I want to make sure I'm valuing everybody's time on here tonight. So Kuji, whoever invited you, please get back to them. We definitely want to make sure that the guests that were on tonight, hearing this amazing information, please be prepared for the individual that invited you to get back to you. Listen, you heard some amazing things. We definitely want you to know and to understand. Listen, life is about choices, right? You either make the choice to stay where you're at, or you make the choice to step into what you know you want that future to look like for you. You're young, you have the opportunity right in your hands. Jump on that wave. So definitely get back to the individual. Be prepared for the individual that invited you to get back to you, right? Don't ghost them, right? Young folk, don't ghost them, right? Let them know what you love most about what you heard. And then definitely, I can't wait to see you on the money making side of this opportunity. And we're going to be business partners in the future. All my Genzetters, listen, all of my panelists tonight, give it up in the chat really quick. Light the flames in the chat. These young entrepreneurs in network marketing, in the Planet Marketing opportunity. Super excited for them and cannot wait to see where they're going to definitely end up in even a month from now, right? Listen, the way that y'all are talking and rolling, I know 30 days is a small to a giant, right? Listen, but I want everybody, all guests, all business partners that tune in, have an amazing night. Thank you for jumping on. Thank you for tuning in. Again, all of our panelists, y'all did an amazing job. Y'all take care. Y'all have an amazing Thursday night.
Y'all too. Thank y'all.